Right, lads, we should be all fixed now, as far as I'm aware, Fabio. And we should be good all to go now. Apologise, lads. That took me like a good 10 minutes to sort that out. We had a bit of a problem with OBS today. Right, we're all good. We're all good now. Yep, we're all saying the audio's fine. It seemed that a speaker interruption. Yeah, apologise, lads. Oh, that took me a good minute to fix. Apologise to everyone. It took me a good couple minutes to fix that. It seemed we had a audio issue with the microphone on the noise suppression, but I fixed that all now, so we should be good to go. Anyway, now we're sorted. We'll go look through some leaks. We'll go look at some FPL stuff, and we'll get talking what we've got to be talking, boys. If you know what I'm saying, let's get talking what we need to be talking. Alright, Fabio. At least it's nice to know we're sorted now. And there's no echoes, which is lovely. I was having so many echoes. It was damn right annoying. Right, talking back on subject anyway. Let's go through Twitter and see what leaks we've got. I'm still waiting. We're still waiting. Rico Lewis starts, boys. Early news. Just had some news that Rico Lewis starts. Okay. We've got news that Rico Lewis starts, apparently, according to Twitter. That's very interesting. Really interesting. Because if Rico Lewis actually starts, that's mad. What do you think on that, lads? Rico Lewis starts? That's interesting. That's very interesting, that is. I don't know how much Rico Lewis is this year, though. I don't think he's cheap. Still waiting to see if there's any more Man City team news. Team news. Man City team news leaked, apparently. Joshua Gvardiol is confirmed basically in line to make his debut. So by the sounds of it, Gvardiol is going to start as well. By the sounds of what Twitter's saying. Gvardiol debut confirmed, team news, yeah. There's confirmed team news on like 4 different sites. So I think, boys, we're going to be putting Gvardiol in. Yeah. I think Gvardiol was going in my team, just based off what them links are saying. That's thrown an absolute spanner in the works. That's thrown a spanner in the works. Damn. Because Gvardiol I actually fancy, and that's going to throw a massive spanner in the works. Everyone's going to be getting him in now as well. I'm going to say something, lads. I have got Diaz on the bench. I don't think I'm following through with Diaz on the bench. I don't think I'm going to follow through with Diaz on the bench. Yeah, I know. But someone said Rico Lewis is starting just. But Alvarez should start as far as I'm aware. So I am nailed on Alvarez. Alvarez is a ridiculously good pick. Especially since he's apparently going to be starting as well. I'm telling you something, boys. I've got a fancy. A very, 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 very big fancy. One is Richarlison. Another one's Garnacho. those are my fancies for the bench for game week 1, and then play them game week 2. Obviously, I'm still cautious about not having a Liverpool player for game week 2. Does anyone know if Diaz is going to be starting for game week 1? Just to reassure me for game week 2, if I'm going to run Diaz on the bench, because I'm going to have him for Bournemouth. Obviously, I've got Alvarez in, because we've just had team news that there's leaks on Twitter. Whether these are all legit, I don't know, but the normal leaks from the guy we normally get, he has leaked that Rico Lewis is starting, and he's also leaked that Gvardiol is starting, and then I've seen another one that's leaked Alvarez is starting as well. So these are some very, very good leaks. I think Gvardiol is going to absolutely pop. Gvardiol in? There's no way I'm not putting Gvardiol in. No way in hell. It's a brilliant pick. It's an absolutely phenomenal pick at 5 mil, and he's 3.3 owned. I love it. I love these low owned City players at the minute. I think they're absolute bargains. Let's put Diaz back in. I need a Diaz replacement, lads. Who we put in there? What do you reckon? We go Richarlison bench and go for a nice little punt. What do you boys think? It's possible that I can do it. Yeah. With Gvardiol, by the way, lads, if I do go Gvardiol, I would actually be tempted to go for a triple Arsenal midfield. Could it pay off? And by the way, lads, if I'm going Gvardiol, there's no point me having Chilwell in there. So what I'm actually going to do, because this backs me up better, I'm going to go for Udogie, and I'm going to go for Colwill. Because it saves me an extra 0.5. I've still got a Chelsea starting centre-back, and I've got a Tottenham wing-back. I have 0.5 just in doing that. And I've got Udogie and Colwill. I've saved 0.5. I've got a better bench. I've got a Gvardiol who's going to start. I've got a Stupin and Gabriel. They're great starters. I don't mind starting Gvardiol, to be honest, week in, week 8. But I can play Colwill game week 2. And I can play Udogie game week 3 if I want to play Udogie. So there's options there, which is nice. And then obviously I've got... This would be my starting line. Martinelli, Saka, Matoma, Rashford, Pedro, Alvarez, Haaland, Stupin and Gabriel and Gvardiol. My bench would be Colwill, Udogie, Turner and Luis Diaz, or whoever I put in the Luis Diaz spot. The question is, I could essentially go for a 4.5 and I would have 4.5 left, which means I could move to Salah game week 2, which probably would not be a bad idea considering I can go for Chukwuemeka. Because I went to Garnacho, I only have 4 mil left, so it's a bit of an iffy one. You're at 3.3% owned. I'd be stupid not to. I think that's for an absolute spanner in the works. Let's see if we've got any more team news, lads. And if anyone's got any suggestions for my game week 2 bench option for Liverpool, whack them in the chat. At the minute, I'm on Diaz. At the minute, because I fancy something different. I think I'm trying not to go creme de ballet and go the same as everyone else. Everyone's going so template, and I don't want to. I don't like going really, really template. I'm going template, but I've got a couple of differentials, and that's what I like. Like Gvardiol was a differential, it's low owned. Yeah, I'm considering it. I'm considering free Arsenal midfield. Yeah, I am strongly considering it. But at the same time, I like Gabriel. And he'll get a clean sheet versus Forest, so I'll probably keep Gabriel. Because there's no guarantee that triple Arsenal midfield are going to return. Triple Arsenal midfield do nothing, then I'm in a bit of a bad position. There's loads of Arsenal not doing a goal each week and the midfield's been involved. Very low chance. But then it's like, there's Odegaard. But he'll sit deep. I don't want Trossard, even though I like him, because I'm not sure of minutes. Havertz is an absolute plonker. You know, I don't mind Nketiah, but he's not going to replace Pedro. So I'm still iffy on that if I did do it. But if I was picking a triple Arsenal midfield, I would probably go ballsy and go Saka, Martinelli, Trossard. I actually probably wouldn't go Odegaard as the third one. But the problem is it's Trossard's minutes that concern me. That is the problem, it's minutes that concern me. If I was to do that. I'm still not 1000% sure on Matoma. I might go and Bumo, but I'll probably keep Matoma there just because of the ownership. I just think when he's 40% owned, it's not someone you can justify getting rid of when he has Luton the first game. And if I've got to put fires out, then I can put fires out later on. I mean, I might just have to suck it up and put the fires out when they happen. It's one of them. I'm going to see if we've got any more City news. I'm also going to look if we've got any Liverpool news or anything as well. But we're going to see. I'm still a bit torn though. We're going to see if we've got City team news. I will tell any of you if we get any Man City team news now. I'm just having a look. We had the team news because for Gvardiol and whatnot. See if we get any more news. Let's have a look. Again, another person saying Gvardiol's starting. Let's have a look. Got any more news? Damn though, that's mad. By the way, lads, what's everyone's teams looking like? Let's have a look. Another person saying Gvardiol. Yeah, Gvardiol's starting. Hold on. We've got another leak saying Gvardiol. By the way, lads, we're doing quick fire questions now. So if anyone's got any questions, put them in the chat. We've not got long till deadline, so anyone who's got your teams, got your questions, whack them in the chat. Fabio, if you do me a favour and you can just post the Discord link in the chat for me. So if any of you got any teams you need reviewing, just post them into the Discord link. I'll get through as many teams as I can now. I'll get through many reviews, many team ratings, many suggested transfers as I can within the next hour. We'll speed dial everything. I'm going to say something as well. If you've got any questions, it doesn't even have to be just physically FPL related. If you've got just football questions in general, like where's Kane going, what's transfer news, you know, this, that, more than happy to answer them as well. But we haven't got long, lads. We've only got an hour. We've only got an hour. So as many questions as we can. Right, we've got Fabio first. Should I go Pickford to save cash? Over Onana. If you have the 0.5 million in the bank and you've not got Sean, you can go Onana, then yes. But I'll have a look at your team now. I'll see what you've done with it. Because I know I saw it yesterday. So you've gone for Gvardiol. Yeah, I've just put Gvardiol in. I had Anderson in, and Anderson was my pump, but there's no way I weren't putting Gvardiol in when I saw that links. Onana, Gvardiol, Estupin and Gabriel. Saka, Rashford, Son, Martin, Diaby, Haaland, Alvarez. So you've got Alvarez like me. You've got Chilwell on the bench, which is great coverage. I've opted a bit different. I've gone for two 4.5 mil defenders instead of Chilwell. So I've gone for Colwell, who's definitely going to start, and I've gone for Udogie, who's definitely going to start. So I've got two 4.5 mil defenders instead of Chilwell, which seems more logical. And I've saved 0.5 in the bank by doing that way. Also, another thing I'll say is, Son, if you want to save 2 mil, Fabio, what I could actually suggest with this, because this is what worries me, is you've not got Matoma and you've not got J. Pedro. So what I would personally do is do Diaby to Matoma, Do Son to Richarlison if you want a Spurs attacker, as Richarlison's probably going to start. He's 90% guaranteed to start. And then probably that's what I'd be running for you, is my suggestions. Just as you've got a midfielder who in Richarlison who's going to play striker. I am strongly considering Richarlison myself. Whether I go with him yet, mystery. But I'm strongly considering him myself. That's probably where I'd be at with your team. I don't know if Pratik's in here yet. If Pratik, you've got any questions, we'll have them in the chat now and I'll answer them. But the team's just changed an absolute ridiculous amount. If I did want triple Arsenal midfield, then I could not go Gabriel and go with that, but I just think when Gabriel's 34% owned, Estupiñán's 50% owned, you know, you have to have them. Saka's high owned, Matoma, Rashford, essential. Not going to talk. Joe Pedro, he's just gone ridiculous ownerships. Saka's probably jumped up even more now. No, not really. Martinelli, not really. Everyone seems to be going Odegaard, and I'm not. I have got Martinelli, and it might be Bruno Fernandes, though, to be honest. I might switch Martinelli to Bruno Fernandes. Just as. Bloody hell, I've searched Bruno. Jesus Christ. Just as Bruno's 27.8% owned, and he's on penalties. He might just edge it over Martinelli. He might. Whether he does, I don't know. But I could have Bruno, Martinelli, Saka, Dingo, Matoma. But my gut's telling me you need to go Matoma or you're going to absolutely. So I'm not risking it. There's two really good picks. If I was going off minutes though, I could probably go Bruno over Martinelli just because. Technically, Bruno's obviously he's on penalties. If Bruno doesn't sit deep, I would love having Bruno. Because as a Man United fan, who would not want triple Man United players? But then it's like, do I think he's going to outperform Martinelli in the long run? Not really. And Martinelli should get more attacking returns. And for me, the fact that Martinelli is less owned than Bruno Fernandes is a bit ridiculous. He's 15% owned. People are worried about his minutes, but he's going to play on that left wing. He's going to be guaranteed 60 minutes a game. He's like the most explosive player, apart from Saka, in that Arsenal attack. So you give me any reason why Martinelli's not going to pop off. I can't think of one. I can't think of one bit. Now, question is, who are we getting in for the Liverpool attack? It might just be a wait and see. Oh, nice. Do it that way, stupid thing. Right, okay, don't matter. Let's go for... we sorted now. We'll put it to about 8 mil, because I think that's where most of the Liverpool attackers are at. 8 mil. Right, so we have... Obviously, Mount and Anthony are not a bad show. Havertz is not a bad show. Just looking at other ones quickly. Oh, we got a question. Marley and Jackson or Richarlison and Watkins? That's a tough one because we don't know how Spurs are going to play first game. I like Richarlison. I'm very tempted by Richarlison as a pick for game 1. But for me, that's a tough one because I prefer Watkins to Jackson. I do think with Watkins and Richarlison, you're going to get 2 penalty takers. So I think if you're confident with Richarlison, for me, I would actually probably go option 2. For me, personally, because I think Watkins offers more than Richarlison. But I think if you haven't got Joe Pedro, then I would go Joe Pedro over Watkins, and then you'll grade your Matoma or something to a Martinelli. But if you have got Joe Pedro, then I would go second option, as I just think Richarlison could do very well. And there's not really a high ceiling between, I think, Martinelli and Watkins. Watkins and Martinelli are going to perform equally as well, and Watkins is on penalties, and he's going to get 90 minutes a game, so I like Watkins if you compare him like that. And then between Jackson and Richarlison, we don't know how they're going to perform, but I think Richarlison would edge it anyway because he'll have penalties, so I think for me, option 2 is probably what I'd be at, Richarlison and Watkins. The only reason I've not got Watkins myself is because I've got the luxurious man Alvarez, who's going to absolutely pop a double-digit haul first game. Calling it now, you heard it first. Double-digit haul from Julian Alvarez coming in. Rest of my team's template as hell. Gvardiol ain't template, but that's about it. Gvardiol, Alvarez aren't template, but the rest of it's very template. Like, silly template. I haven't got Mbumo though. I don't know what Mbumo's ownership's at, to be honest. I think Mbumo has gone up in ownership. Low owned. Which is why I'm tempted to go Mbumo over Matoma, just because Mbumo's on penalties. So I do think I like the fact that Mbumo's on penalties. And to be honest with you, his fixture run, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Everton, you know, and then he's obviously got Spurs first game, but that fixture run's lovely. The thing that worries me is if I don't have Matoma for Luton, I'm going to absolutely kick myself. Ridiculously. But then the thing is, do I see Matoma and Mbumo having a lot of difference in points? Not really, because would I put it past Spurs to give away a penalty? No. Spurs would probably give away a penalty. It's Spurs. But I don't know how Mbumo is going to perform without Ivan Toney for one. They're missing a couple other attackers in the team. I don't know how they're going to come out against Spurs. So I think I'm still waiting for Mbumo. And he says he's going to start, but he's still kind of carrying an injury as well. But he's on penalties. But I just think with Matoma being 40% owned, there's no risk going Matoma. Even if Mbumo gets a couple more points, you're still safe with Matoma. And then Matoma's got Luton. You know, he could easily go and pop 2 goals and get an assist. So I'm trying not to get rid of Matoma, really. I know a lot of people who've got Joe Pedro, the fires, you're going to have to put out later. But the way I'm looking at it is, if I have to take a -4 later on down the line to get rid of Matoma, but Matoma earns an extra 10 points over Mbumo in the long run, and how high owned he is, I don't really mind doing that, because it's not something that's going to affect me ridiculous amounts. Another thing is, I don't mind McAllister as a punt either. I probably am going to put Chukwuemeka in for now, from Chelsea, because he's probably going to start. As daft as it sounds, he's probably going to start in midfield for Chelsea. So if I get it to load up now, we should be good. Sorry about that. Right, so we had 18 points, 2 starts, but his fixtures, West Ham, Luton, Forest, Bournemouth. So if he actually gets game time, sitting behind that striker role. Oh, one sec, Pratik. I'm going to figure out how in the most sarcastic way, I'm sorry, I'm going to word this question. Personally, no. The reason behind it is, one, I don't think Havertz can hit a barn door. I think he's the new Darwin Núñez that people are going to put in and be like, yep, it's going to be absolutely crap from game week 1. For me, it's like Darwin Núñez. You go Havertz, you're basically having a Darwin Núñez who's going to do crap all. Darwin Núñez is overhyped. He's like 18% owned for no reason, because he's not going to do anything. Yes, he has Bournemouth game week 2, but he's not going to start. And I think with Havertz, he's not a guaranteed starting place. Do I think he's going to get nowhere near as more attacking returns as Martinelli? And I think that 1 mil is worth it 100 times over for Martinelli instead of Havertz. The only one I consider over Martinelli possibly is Trossard. I wouldn't be considering Havertz though. I went 0.5 and Havertz is 7.5. Yeah, so even more inclined to go Martinelli really. Who to captain? Well, I'm considering Saka, but because I don't like going any more ballsy than what I am at the minute with Alvarez and whatnot, I'm not going to captain. I've got 4.5 in the bank, by the way, boys, so if anyone's got any suggestions, whack them in the comments. I'm still torn on what I'm doing with that 4.5 mil. It's going to really depend on what news we get. I'm still debating, though, whether Bruno Fernandes is probably going to be a better pick than Matoma, because Bruno's on penalties for us. And in the long run, it probably would work out better. The thing is, at the minute, I have 4.5 in the bank, so if I want to move to Salah game week 2, then I can move to Salah game week 2. And I have more than enough coverage for Alvarez. So it's not like I've got a bad team. Chukwuemeka's going to be a starter for Chelsea. So I don't... And it's having that 4.5 mil in the bank. I'm tempted to go Garnacho though. Just because later on down in the line, Garnacho could be very good and he's only 5 mil. And if he gets a start in for Man United, I'm going to very, very love that pick. Matoma will probably go to Richarlison game week 3 though, to be honest. Come game week 3, Richarlison will probably go in. I'm just more worried about not having that Liverpool asset for game week 2. So I prefer to have some kind of Liverpool asset. But I'm not sure who's going to start for Liverpool guaranteed, apart really from McAllister. But McAllister's 6 mil. He is 14% owned though, he's 6 mil McAllister. So McAllister could be a decent punt. But I'm still struggling whether McAllister is going to be worth that punt. He's going to sit deep, so a lot of people are saying avoid, but I just think in that Liverpool, even though he sits deep, he could be very involved. So that's another thing I'm considering. I'm still a bit iffy on who's going to be that Liverpool attacker, so I'm probably going to leave it and I'll bring someone in from Liverpool game week 2 because I think I'm not sure who's going to be that Liverpool attacker, and I can always move Alvarez to Gakpo. So I probably won't be moving like that, to be honest with you. I'll probably just be whacking a 4.5 and be saying happy days. Because it leaves me money to go to Salah if I feel I need to go to Salah. It leaves me money to go to Gakpo. It leaves me money to go to players who I think are going to be worth going to. I don't know why we've just had that restart thing. I'm sorry about that, lads. Sometimes updates happen. Chukwuemeka. We'll put Chukwuemeka in for now. We've made a couple of changes, which, I say a couple. It's a lot of changes. I think it's just done our transfers, hasn't it? Oh, you're joking me. It's not... Oh, it has done them. I was going to say, I flipping thought it didn't update then. I was like, bloody hell. Colwell as first sub. Or should we go through Udogi's first sub? We'll go through Udogi's first sub. Colwell as second sub. That's pretty much what the team's looking like, lads. I have 4.5 million in the bank. I've got a very solid team. I'm very happy with how the team looks. I've got a punt in Alvarez, and I'm gonna wait for. We're gonna wait for team news. If I get news Alvarez isn't starting, then I will move Chukwuemeka to Mbeumo and Alvarez down to a 4.5. If we get news that Alvarez isn't starting, but does anyone know if there's any Man City, any more Man City leaks out yet? Because I'm not seen any. At the minute. Leaked lineups, let's see if they've got anything. I don't think we've got anything yet. Still waiting. And I'm captain Haaland as well, Fabio. Still waiting on Man City leaks. Well, we've had some Man City leaks, but we haven't had the Man City leaks I'm after. I'm waiting for Alvarez leaks. So we're still waiting on that. And the FPL Vive King has posted a link on his Instagram. So we need to go on FPL Vive King's Instagram now to get the link. So give me a moment. Hopefully we have the link. Yeah. Yeah, we have news by the sounds of this. Right, let me get the news up now, lads. Get the news. Yeah, so from what I'm seeing, Gvardiol's a guaranteed starter. Boom. Now I'm just waiting for Alvarez. Alvarez news. By the way, what's everyone's differentials at the minute? What's everyone's differentials looking like? Rico Lewis confirmed. I think Diaz starts. No, Diaz hasn't travelled. That says. Alvarez out. Alvarez starts, someone's saying. Who just starts? Apparently everyone's saying Alvarez starts, lads. I don't know though. That's mad. Someone's just put that De Bruyne starts on the FPL newsletter. Kevin De Bruyne starts. Holy smoke. That's thrown a spanner in the works, lads. Kevin De Bruyne starts. What do you boys think on that? Could we be tempted to go for a Kevin De Bruyne? I don't think I am tempted because I don't think he's better than the picks I've got. Someone's just said no Stones or Gvardiol on the FPL newsletter. That's a legit leak as well. Oh god. So I'm hearing leaks that Stones and Gvardiol start, and I've just got a massive leak on FPL newsletter that Gvardiol actually doesn't start. And it's... But how much is Rico Lewis? 4.5. Tell you what, I'm going to buy Rico Lewis, and I'm going to be a smug person. I'm going to start Rico Lewis. And then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a Chilwell on the bench like I did before. And I'm going to be an absolute smug. And I'm going to try and get away with it. I'm going to try. What do you boys think? You boys think I can get away with Rico Lewis? Because he said starting. FPL newsletter is saying that Gvardiol is not starting. What the hell, man? There's too many leaks. No Stones or Gvardiol. Damn. Rico Lewis, man. I'm going for a punt, boys. And he's saying De Bruyne starts. Rico Lewis is starting, lads. Phil Foden starts. The question is, does Alvarez start? Oh man, flipping Pep Roulette kill me. Pep Roulette bloody Leslie. Foden starts. Rico Lewis starts. What's next? Kyle Walker's going to bloody start. I don't even know if Alvarez is starting yet. With Foden and KDB starting, there was a good chance that Alvarez is benched. I don't think I can risk it. I don't think I can risk Alvarez starting. I want to, but I just don't think I can risk it, boys. Let me get in the Discord. The Discord's gonna know. Let me get in my FPL Discord. Don't know if Alvarez starts. Yeah, Alvarez doesn't start. Right. After that mess up, boys, what do you reckon? Right, do you reckon we're putting Foden in? Do you boys reckon we're putting Foden in? A 7.8 owned. Do you reckon we go for it? I want a third City attacker. We know Foden starts. And I was moving out to a Liverpool player game week 2. I think if I jump on Foden now, yeah, Foden in, boys. We're going Foden. Frick it. We're going to go all the way in for this. Let's have it. We're going Foden. Yeah, we're going to go Foden. I was going to go Bruno Fernandes, but just based off this, I'm going to go Foden. Mad. Good job we got City team news. Wait for this to update, because it ain't going to update for a minute. Don't tell me it's not letting me confirm my transfers. Gvardiol's not gone to Rico Lewis, man. Go to flipping Lewis, bro. I don't want you anymore. Jesus. God, this is the worst now. Everyone's rushing their transfers out. So you're going to struggle to get transfers in. It's not working. I'm gonna... One sec, lads. I have to do this on the app. Because otherwise I ain't going to get... Lads, I ain't going to get my Rico Lewis in unless I do this. So I'll have to get him in now. So I'm going to have to get him in for Gvardiol. God, man, this is a ball ache. Rico Lewis is in. We've sorted. It's fine. He's in on my app. Foden's starting over... Let me confirm this. Just to make sure on my app that it's confirmed. Because otherwise I'm going to be very annoyed. One sec, lads. It's alright, I'm rushing now because it's deadline. So, Dogie is first bench option. Colwell is second. Crap, I haven't done Colwell to Chilwell. Shite. I ain't done it, lads. Sugar. I need to do Colwell to Chilwell. Rush this is now. Remove Colwell. Select replacement. We want Chilwell. Where's Chilwell at? Where's he at? He's going to be at the bloody bottom now, isn't he? Chilwell. And confirm. Right. And after all the agony, we are sorted, boys. That's going to be fun, this is. This is going to be quite fun if Rico Lewis doesn't start now. I'm going to lose the plot. I'm going to put Chilwell on the bench as backup, though. Rico Lewis should be getting 60 minutes, though. If Rico Lewis is on, you know, boys, we're going to get some attack in return from Rico Lewis. It's going to be mad. What if I was pregnant? So I'm going to Foden now. That's mad. Stone's benched. Bro, the site's going to crash. I'm telling you now. The site is going to crash. The phone site is barely working. The site is going to crash. This is mad. I'm going to run Foden up because I just think he's worth a differential. And I think come game week 2, if I want that Liverpool attacker, then I'm just going to move him to Diaz, ain't I? Or I'm going to move him to Jota or McAllister or I can move him up striker to Gakpo. So I think I can move Mbamba to Gakpo, or I can move coverage for game week 2. I've got a decent team. And if Rico Lewis manages to keep starting, maybe he starts today and then maybe starts again. I'm running it. Fatigue. It might be bad in the long run, but Lewis is 4.5 at the end of the day. I've got Chilwell on the bench, so it's not like I haven't got a defender to cover me. I've got Udogie. I've got starting defenders to cover me. W, no Chilwell. Oh my life. Mad. This is ridiculous, lads. Yeah, see you later, Fabio. Make sure you get your team sorted now, lads, because the leaks are mad. The leaks are mad. Yeah, that's it. We're going to get an assist. We're going to get a clean sheet. And he's going to sub Lewis off at the 65th minute. Blood, this is mad. Mad this is. God, man. Alvarez isn't starting. What? What the hell is Pep doing? What the hell is Pep doing, man? KDB, no Stones, Gvardiol or Diaz. KDB's actually playing. KDB's actually playing though. That's the best of it. KDB's starting. That's mad. Mad. This is mad. This is mad, lads. This is mad. Ah, man, this is ridiculous. I don't know what to do, lads. This is mad, boys. I think we are locked in, lads. I don't see any more changes.